Hey everyone, so I'm just back from my first trip to Flatanger, Norway, which was absolutely incredible, and I was able to try Silence 9C, the first 9C route in the world and potentially the hardest route in the world. So it was an absolutely amazing experience and managed to document some of that process, and hopefully you'll enjoy me sharing that with you now. Silence essentially comes down to crux 1. The whole route revolves around this crux. It's meant to be a 8C boulder problem, although after leaving the trip, I think it probably is 8C plus boulder. And Adam was maybe a bit stiff on the grade there. But I managed to put the rest of the route together really quickly. I think within the first couple of days, I linked from the end of crux 1, where you get a good knee bar rest, to the top of the route, which is what you just saw. And I also managed to link from the ground to the beginning of the crux pretty quickly, which isn't so bad, as maybe around 8B plus sport, but with lots of really good no-hand knee bars. And so pretty much the rest of the trip, I focused just on crux 1, mostly just refining the moves and kind of ignoring the rest of the route. Firstly, trying to figure out all the moves, which involved a lot of just falling off to begin with, and the first couple of sessions looked very much like this.
Okay, Clement.
Okay, yeah. I think you will probably find another solution. I want to jump. It's more fun. Yeah. And then maybe when if you want to use that.
And I really just couldn't work out how the foot jam was meant to work, so I just, even though it would feel good, I would just keep falling off.
Okay, climbing. Okay, climbing.
So the crux breaks down into two clear parts. The first being only 4 moves, but super physical, and finishing with this turnaround and placing the first foot jam. The second part starting from that foot jam and being 12 moves long, and nowhere near as physical, but super technical. And as it was so hot during the first part of my trip, it made a lot of sense to focus on the first, more physical part of the climb. Because it was a lot shorter, it meant there was less time to be sweaty and slip off between moves. Although it still took a while to sort of start linking together, I started to be able to get up to the main crux move, which is the big slap into the slot, into the crack, from which you turn around. The goal of the trip was to climb the crux in 2 parts, so I really wanted to hit that move and ideally be able to turn around. But because I was struggling so much with the conditions, I decided to try and actually skip some of the moves and I used Adam's beta for the second move, where I skip the first pinch, go straight to the good edge, and then instead of doing the last bump out to the left to the block crimp before the slot, I decided to just go from the bigger edge straight to the slot and see if that would work. After a couple goes, I was actually really happy with this beta and decided to just start trying to link the full first half of the crux, which was going pretty well and definitely was getting better and better as the trip went on and the cold weather started to come. Really happy with the progress I'd made on the first half of the crux, I decided to shift my focus and dedicate the rest of my trip basically solely to the second half of the first crux, and just trying to really learn this foot jam and the body positions to make the first couple moves work, as I was now feeling quite strong on, like, if I could do the first 2 bumps and not slip out, I was pretty confident I could do the rest, so I really wanted to just climb the full second half of the crux and have the crux in 2 parts.
Yeah, come on. Solid, mate, come on.
So the second half of the first crux starts with an absolutely desperate slap into a really bad sloper at the sort of opening of the crack, and then from there you do a very small but hard and punchy like bump into index mono ring lock in the crack, and if you get that in, all of a sudden the foot jam in general feels way better and you feel like you've got a really good chance to fight through the rest of the moves. But almost every single time I could hit the sloper, feel like I was losing the foot, try and bump to the ring lock and just fall off. And it was getting incredibly frustrating because I just couldn't work out why sometimes the foot felt good and other times it just came out. And yeah, it was a big challenge, but I kept battling at it. Although it definitely didn't feel like I was making much progress on these 2 moves with the foot jam, I just kept going at it, and on the last day, some magic happened.
Okay, climbing.
Yes, good. Come on. So good, come on. Yes, William!
Finally.
Come on. Come on. Keep fighting, come on.
Found other knee pads.
Good job.